6 weeks are really all the weeks you have left to plan and start building momentum. Because by the time that lawn care tsunami comes, it hits you damn hard and you better be ready for it. There's no more time to plan. It's all about execute, execute, execute. It is a great day to be part of the Dirt Life, and today is the first day of the 2024 season, guys. That means that we are going back to the office. We're actually, the people on the leadership team, we're all going to the Sheraton Hotel here in Calgary to collaborate, to go over what the past few months have looked like for us, like how personally, what I've been up to, professionally, what I've been up to, how we developed as human beings, as characters, and it is time to strategize for the next day and a half. This is our annual meeting that we do every single year. We do 4 meetings a year, usually they're quarterly, but this is the big one. The annual meetings where we really get into the nitty-gritty of what are the 1 year, 3 year, 5 year goals. What are our core values? Let's revise them. Or what are the rocks for this current quarter? What are all of our strengths, weaknesses, threats, and opportunities? We do a full SWOT analysis. We really dive into each other too. We actually we do a hot seat with each individual of the leadership team to put on the spotlight, and we're gonna go through and we're gonna let that person know this past quarter where they really shone. That's how we get into that side of things. And it's not a super comfortable experience, but it is an awesome experience nonetheless. And I am pumped to get right into this meeting. I am so pumped today, and man, this annual meeting really sets the tone for the rest of the year, so it's a big one. This is the operation manager, Nathan. Going through him right now. He looks excited to me.
Yeah, in Virginia.
Annual meeting 2024, let's go! Claire, good to see you. Can't prank you today.
What?
We can't prank you today for being late. 2 years ago when Claire joined the leadership team, we actually had a huge prank. She was a couple minutes late for this, and she walked in, we were all super serious and trying to be super pissed off at her, and said, Claire, there's a fine of like $400 that you're late. This is a terrible first impression. And she was choking up. So she's been early, 15 minutes early every single day since then. I feel kind of bad, but that was fun.
So it should be a good meeting, and same as like last time, there's a couple changes they're going to be making to the meeting, but today it will be mainly like focusing from like the bird's eye view, like the 10,000 square foot. So that's what it's going to be. Full day planning. We'll take lunch there around 12. Did anyone bring lunch or not?
This past season, first I thought production was fantastic, $2.1 million, twice as efficient and effective as we were the year before. All the numbers just really spoke for themselves. I thought that was phenomenal, seeing the monthly goals being hit and surpassed, which was fantastic. Secondly, we didn't have to fire a single person. Lastly, I thought that honestly it was a really good year for the four of us, and we just really got a lot closer, and thought work was quite an enjoyable place, and there's no drama, and everyone just showed up and was ready to support and help each other out and put their heads down and get to work. So
Building off of what Nathan said, I think we had a great in-office and team of technicians. And in addition, the Kentucky trip was a ton of fun, and I also think that's a reason why we grew closer as a team, and also there was a lot to be gained from that.
Yeah, actually have like really good financials, really good profits, right? Like that was the first year of us actually being genuinely like profitable. I think before maybe we profited like 20, 30, 40 grand, but nothing like last year of like 420,000. So like that was big accomplishment, and it really like puts us like towards like the right direction. And then yeah, secondarily, awesome technician team, awesome like just team in general, like leadership team, technician team, the profit sharing that we did. Like those were like a lot of fun. We really grew together, and like I feel like those like profit sharing meetings, like those were like the highlights of like my like year in a way. Like those were so much fun, you know.
Mr. Nate, I think you absolutely just dialed in the operations this year. Like, dialed in, man. All started back in last March when you went through hundreds of people and applicants to really find your team of 10. You really sifted through a lot of mud to find that gold, yeah. And you. I know it wasn't easy. I know you really didn't like it. And Liam and I said, Nathan, suck it up. You kind of gotta do it, and you did it. You sucked it up. You went there. You built a really strong team. A tech, like you talk to anyone else in the landscape industry, and you say, oh, our team, which is true, had one or two people late show and no shows the entire season. Unheard of. Complete black sheep, unicorn, black swan. Like
yeah, completely like what Jimmy said, man. Like. I knew you'd do a good job, but I didn't think you'd actually do as good of a job as you actually did. Like you genuinely really like blew it out of the park, and like really impressed me with like the shop organization, like getting like all the awesome techs, great culture, great team meetings, people smiling, people staying late, like everything was really good. The quality was really good. I'd also like to say too, I think you made a lot of improvement, like the swearing and kind of like the before I didn't really think you adhered at all to like extreme ownership. I think you went from like a negative on that to like a full plus.
Liam,
Yep.
I still think you take some things too seriously.
Okay.
And I genuinely believe that you might need to reevaluate how you act after losing sometimes. I want to see you be more selfless and giving of yourself.
Okay, so as I said earlier, you're very good at holding people accountable and giving critical feedback. But one thing that I think you can do better is give positive feedback as well. So throughout this season, like looking for what's working and then acknowledging that.
There's gonna be some moments where you're gonna have to die to yourself. And what I mean by that is like, you're gonna have to make sacrifices at your expense for the sake of Cassie and the baby. And it's hard, it's uncomfortable, and it's gonna be very new for you. I have no doubt you're gonna be able to do it, but I just wanna challenge you to really focus on, in particular for you, time management.
Mine's actually a combination of kind of what James and Liam said. First, I think, you've kind of done a whole bunch of different stuff for Yard Dawgs over the last couple of years. And I think it's really important for you and for your future to figure out, what am I gonna be and what am I gonna do here and how am I gonna be better than anyone else that could ever do it.
My opinion, like your best year in 2023, like in general, in terms of like just like your overall like well-roundedness, like in terms of like the business, like health, like fitness, family, like everything.
It was the best year of my life.
Like I would completely like second that 100%. Like I think you like you're like I always say like you're like very like well-rounded, but I think even like you took it like a step further.
100%.
Like in terms of like you really fucking like team on your back 100%.
Liam, I would describe you in 2023 as the glue.
As what, sorry?
The glue.
Okay, I think you said blue.
You're so depressed, man. I was so worried for you. That's all I got for you.
I think you did a very good job as kind of like an office manager. I think you held everyone together. You held people accountable. You're always pushing people to grow and to level up. I think you did a great job of making sure that there was, a good sense of connection between sales and customer service and operations. And I think you just did a fantastic job of pushing each of us as department heads to, keep being better.
I also had you're great at holding people accountable and encouraging growth from your team, because you have this ability to see everything from a bird's eye view, but then to go into each department, all the little cogs of the machine, and know what needs to be fixed.
I think that you're an awesome leader. I think you're really well-rounded as well, and I think that every part of the business, you always just know so much about it, you know how to do exactly what needs to be done in Real Crane, exactly what needs to be done in HubSpot. You know what round it's in, all this stuff, what the CGA is from 15 days ago, to the date, super knowledgeable to business. And I think we all owe a lot of credit to you for helping us create the standard. Halfway done our rock presentation so far. It is going awesome. We usually try to finish 80% of our rocks for the season, or for the quarter rather. Not all of them get done, but as long as 80% of them got done, we're happy. So quick bathroom break, then getting right back to the presentation.
All right, I had 3 rocks.
This one is not quite finished. I think contacts were reduced based on engagement, but I think there's some we can still.
All right, guys, day 1 of the annual meeting was unreal. It was crazy. Sorry, my face looks crazy. I'm just driving into the sun right now. Hopefully I don't crash. So yesterday we talked about our purpose, our niche, our mission and our 1, 3, and 5 year goals. I was really excited to hear that, and the team, long story short, is on board to hitting $10 million in revenue within 5 years, which I'm stoked for. And that's going to need Calgary plus about 2 to 3 other locations, as well as our centralized call center. So there's a lot going on, and that gets me fired up. Today is even more of a special day because we're gonna be focusing on our rocks. These are the goals that we're gonna be doing for the rest of this quarter. So yes, we're halfway into the quarter, which means we're only gonna be making goals until March 30th before we start up our next quarterly session. But it's gonna be important because these next 6 weeks are really all the weeks you have left to plan and start building momentum, because by the time that lawn care tsunami comes, it hits you damn hard and you better be ready for it. There's no more time to plan. It's all about execute, execute, execute. So this time's all about building a team, hiring, building the sales process, scripting out the emails, start those preseason calls for like an early bird special. Customer service better be dialed, sales better be dialed, operations. Nathan, you better know what you're up to because it's about to get crazy. Let's keep continuing today's special on the annual meeting. So yesterday, guys, I think my favorite part was I had 3 things. One, I loved getting aligned for that year 1, 3, and 5 plan. I feel like we've never really been aligned because it's always been survival mode or unrealistic expectations. But this is the first time I'm like, no, this is legit. You know, 1 year 3, or 3 year 6. 6.5 and like the 5 to 10, like that's what I'm talking about, and those numbers get me excited. Feels good to get the good stuff, and it's encouraging to get the honest was the big keyword there, feedback for the future, because like in real life people aren't really honest with you. They just kind of, they don't want you to do well, or they're mad that you're doing well kind of thing. But this is where I think we're a team that actually cares about the other people's well-being, and that's huge.
Awesome, man. Cool. Okay, top C.
Yeah, my highlights were similar as well. Number 1, just being back together as a team. But then the 3 and 5 year plan, I think, yeah, it's achievable, but it's ambitious, which is good. And then I always love the critical feedback portion.
I feel bad. I actually didn't record any of your good stuff, so everyone's gonna think, oh, Claire got destroyed. I'll do a disclaimer.
I also genuinely enjoyed the feedback. I think having an outside perspective on ways that I can grow and improve and be a better version of myself is extremely beneficial. Not just as who I am individually as a person, but also as part of a business. I also put down the core focus. I think it's a great way to create an identity for Yard Dawgs that people can actually buy into and have a purpose and reason for all the work that they do as part of Yard Dawgs. And yeah, I'm just happy to be back and be part of the team and get ready for 2024.
Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. I got like a bit of like a freaking like something like stuck in my throat this morning. I've just been coughing the whole day. It's all good.
Your tongue?
Huh?
Your tongue?
No, it's like the throat.
You think you have the Rona?
No, definitely not. Yeah, I love the vision part. That was awesome. So I'm excited to do like the 1 year today, but the 3 to 5 year, I think that was actually very ambitious, really good as well. The team building, as always, is really, really good. Got some really good takeaways from that. And I'm glad we spent like a good hour yesterday too, like on that purpose, like actually deciding okay, what it actually is. I really like it. Can you read it actually right now? Do you have
It's
it?
on your laptop.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Or I don't think I wrote it down. Yeah, I didn't write it
It's
down.
on the left. Okay, yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Okay, we'll just have to take one of these right here, Claire, and then just make it like the official VTO, and then I'll.
So your laptop's not here?
Yeah, my laptop's not here. Sorry, I should have brought that. Yeah.
No, that's okay. I can't remember what it was.
It's on the laptop at least.
It is.
At least it's saved on the
definitely.
laptop
Yes,
somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's for sure safe.
Yeah.
I remember.
Time to create a new one.
What?
Yeah,
Laptop's gone.
Yeah,
It's actually a terrible core focus, and we won't forget.
Maybe it's a sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not meant to be.
But no, I think that was really good, and I'm trying to think what else. We got some pretty good ideas here, like that. A couple like those that internship like winter workers, like some of those are really good ideas there we can actually look into. So excited to dive into those as well. But yeah, we should put everything down, so it should all be good. Man, there's a lot to do, man. So I got 4. You have 2, right?
2, yep.
Nathan, you have 2.